As we stand on the threshold of a new year, the possibilities ahead of us are endless. The past year may have had its ups and downs, but today we have a fresh opportunity to look forward, to make decisions that will shape our future. I want to share with you a simple yet powerful idea that can truly transform your life in 2025. It's not a complicated blueprint or an overwhelming task list. It's a simple 3-step rule that, when applied with intention and consistency, will change everything. I call it the 3-step rule, and I'm here to tell you, if you apply this rule in 2025, you will be amazed at what happens in just 1 year. In a world where distractions are endless, it's so easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We get caught up in the whirlwind of life, constantly running from one task to the next, always busy, yet at the end of the day, we feel unfulfilled. The truth is, we can't do everything, and we certainly can't do everything well. That's why focusing on what truly matters is one of the most important decisions you can make. When you begin to focus on the things that align with your values, your heart, and your purpose, something remarkable happens. Your life begins to shift, and you start to see progress, peace, and fulfillment in ways you never imagined. The first step in focusing on what truly matters is identifying those priorities. You have to ask yourself, what are the things in my life that bring me joy, purpose, and alignment with my deepest values? It might be your family, your health, your career, or your personal growth. These are the big rocks in your life. When you identify them and give them the space they deserve, everything else starts to fall into place. You stop chasing after every opportunity or every distraction, and instead, you start intentionally investing your time, energy, and heart in what will bring you closer to the life you desire. But it's not always easy, is it? Life has a way of throwing curveballs and creating situations where it feels like you're pulled in a million directions. The demands of work, family, social commitments, and the never-ending flood of information can make it feel like there's no time to focus on your priorities. And yet, when you take a step back and create space for the things that truly matter, you'll realize that you do have time. You just need to make the choice to give it. Prioritizing what matters doesn't mean you have to do everything perfectly or be superhuman. It's about being intentional. It's about making a decision that your energy, your time, and your focus will go toward what's most important in your life. There will be times when the urgent calls for your attention, but you must learn to discern between what's urgent and what's important. You don't have to say yes to everything. In fact, sometimes saying no to the unimportant frees you up to say yes to the things that really count. Think about it. If you fill your life with distractions, you leave little room for the things that will truly bring you peace, purpose, and success. But when you prioritize the right things, everything else starts to fall into place. You create a rhythm in your life that feels in alignment with who you are and where you're headed. This doesn't just apply to big life goals, it applies to your daily choices as well. Every day you have the opportunity to decide where you'll invest your time. Every decision you make either brings you closer to or further from what matters most. In focusing on what truly matters, you also have to understand that you cannot control everything. Life is unpredictable, and things will come up that challenge your plans. But when you know what truly matters, those moments of uncertainty don't derail you. Instead, they teach you to remain focused, to stay grounded in your values, and to adapt with grace. You learn to rise above the noise and keep your eyes on the prize, the things that bring you peace, joy, and fulfillment. We get distracted by the wrong things. We find ourselves spending time on things that won't move the needle in our lives, whether it's negative people, unimportant tasks, or worrying about things beyond our control. But when you decide to focus on what truly matters, you start to eliminate the clutter. You start to clear the space in your heart, mind, and life for the things that will bring you joy, peace, and purpose. One of the most powerful ways to maintain focus on what matters is to be intentional with your time. Time is the one resource that we can never get back, and how you spend it will determine the course of your life. It's so easy to let time slip away without thinking about where it's going. But when you become intentional with your time, when you guard it carefully and protect it, You make room for the things that truly matter. Whether it's carving out time for your family, investing in your personal growth, or taking care of your health, every decision you make about how you spend your time is a reflection of what you value. When you focus on what truly matters, you begin to find fulfillment in ways that are deeper and more lasting than anything else. Sure, you might find temporary satisfaction in material things or in seeking approval from others, but true joy and fulfillment come when you align your life with your values. You'll find that the more you invest in what matters, your relationships, your health, your passions, the more you will see your life become richer, more meaningful, and more rewarding. It's easy to get distracted, to chase after things that don't bring us true happiness. But when you focus on what truly matters, you align yourself with a sense of purpose. You stop wasting time on things that drain your energy, and you start investing it in the things that will bring you peace, growth, and joy. In doing so, you create the space for extraordinary things to unfold in your life. You make room for the success, love, and fulfillment you've always dreamed of. And here's the thing, when you focus on what truly matters, you also begin to inspire others. Your life becomes a reflection of your priorities, and people will notice. They'll be inspired by your commitment to what counts, and they'll want to follow your lead. You'll begin to surround yourself with people who share your values and support your journey, and together, you'll grow and achieve amazing things. Make the choice today. Focus on what truly matters. Prioritize your health, your relationships, your dreams, and your purpose. Eliminate the distractions and watch how everything begins to fall into place. We look at our lives and see all the things we want to accomplish, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. The goals are big, and the gap between where we are and where we want to be can seem insurmountable. But here's the thing, every great accomplishment starts with one simple step. It doesn't have to be perfect or grand, just one step forward, then another, and another. Too often we allow the enormity of our dreams to paralyze us. We're so focused on the entire journey that we don't take the first step. But if you take a moment to break down your goals into manageable actions, you'll find that the path ahead isn't as intimidating as it first appeared. When we break our big goals down into smaller tasks, something incredible happens. The process becomes less overwhelming and more achievable. Maybe your dream is to get healthier. The idea of running a marathon or losing a significant amount of weight may seem like too much. But what if, instead of focusing on the end result, you focused on just getting started? Start by taking a walk each day, eating one healthier meal, drinking more water, or getting a good night's sleep. These small, seemingly insignificant actions add up over time. Before you know it, you've created momentum, and what seemed impossible now feels within reach. Breaking things down makes progress feel attainable. It takes away the paralyzing weight of how do I get there, and shifts your focus to what can I do today, and that's how change happens. One day at a time, one step at a time. The journey may be long, but each small step moves you closer to your destination. And here's something I want you to remember, no step is too small. Every action, no matter how minor it may seem, is progress. Those small, consistent steps add up over time and can lead to big transformation. It's easy to get discouraged when we look at the bigger picture. Maybe you've been trying to build a business, improve your finances, or nurture a relationship. You may feel as though you haven't made much progress, and it's easy to think that you're not getting anywhere. But here's the truth, progress is rarely linear. It's rarely a straight path. Sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but the key is to keep moving forward. Those small, intentional actions, even when they don't seem to be making a difference, are laying the foundation for your future success. Keep going, and you'll look back and see how far you've come. Another crucial part of breaking things down is that it brings clarity. When we have a huge goal in front of us, it can feel like we're in the dark. We don't know where to start or what to do first. But when we break the goal down into smaller, actionable tasks, we gain a sense of direction. We know what to do next, and we can focus our energy and attention on making progress instead of feeling lost or uncertain. It simplifies the process and helps us stay on track. If you want to make real progress in 2025, take a moment to break down your goals. Identify the smaller, manageable actions you can take today, and then take those steps no matter how small they seem. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you'll build, and before long, you'll be looking back at a year of transformation. The next key point to understand is the power of consistency. It's easy to get excited about a new goal, to feel motivated in the beginning. But what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't is consistency. It's easy to start something, but the real magic happens when you commit to showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is what keeps you on track when distractions arise or when challenges come your way. It's not about having a perfect track record. It's about staying the course, showing up every day, and doing the work even when it's tough. When you commit to being consistent, you're essentially building a habit, and habits are powerful. The more you practice consistency, the more it becomes ingrained in your life. It stops being something you have to force yourself to do, and instead it becomes part of who you are. It becomes your way of life. Whether you're working on personal development, building a career, or improving your relationships, consistency will take you farther than any burst of motivation ever could. Consistency ensures that you stay connected to your goals, even when the initial excitement fades. But there's something else I want you to understand about consistency. It doesn't always mean doing something big or dramatic every day. Sometimes consistency simply means showing up and doing a little bit every day. It means taking one step towards your goal, no matter how small. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You don't have to have all the answers or do everything perfectly. You just need to keep showing up and keep taking action. I think of it like watering a plant. You don't water it once and expect it to thrive. You water it every day consistently, even when you don't see immediate results. But over time, that plant begins to grow. It starts to flourish because of the consistent care you've given it. Your goals are the same way. The more consistently you nurture them, the more they will grow and bloom. It's the small, consistent efforts that lead to the greatest transformation. As you step into 2025, I encourage you to break down your goals into small, manageable actions and commit to staying consistent. It's not about grand gestures or huge leaps. It's about showing up every day, doing what you can, and trusting that the process will take you where you want to go. When you do this, you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make in just 1 year. It's the power of consistency, and it's one of the most reliable paths to success. Keep showing up, keep taking those small steps, and watch how far you'll go. There's a truth that many of us overlook. Progress isn't always about doing everything at once. It's not about making huge leaps or trying to accomplish everything on your list in one day. The real key to lasting success and growth lies in breaking down big goals into smaller, manageable actions. It may seem simple, but when we begin to break down our big, seemingly overwhelming dreams into bite-sized pieces, we set ourselves up for greater success. The truth is, we don't have to do everything all at once, and we shouldn't try to. Instead, we start with the basics. We take one step at a time. And through that process, we find a sense of purpose and direction that moves us forward. Think about it this way: when you have a big goal, it can feel like climbing a mountain. The peak seems so far away, and the path ahead looks too steep. But instead of focusing on the top, focus on where you are now. Take one step. Maybe it's something small, like committing to a morning routine or making one healthy meal each day. These smaller actions may seem insignificant at first, but they begin to add up. Over time, those small steps form a steady path forward. And before you know it, the mountain no longer seems so daunting. You're closer to the summit, and you didn't have to climb it all at once. This is the power of breaking things down. When you focus on the smaller tasks, things that are within your control, you gain clarity. You create a roadmap for yourself, one that's filled with smaller, achievable goals. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by a huge to-do list, you start focusing on the next logical step. And here's the beauty of this approach. Every time you take a small step, you build momentum. You see progress, and progress leads to more progress. It's this compound effect that propels you forward, even when it feels like you're moving slowly. But breaking down goals isn't just about making things easier, it's also about creating a sense of accomplishment. When you set smaller, manageable tasks, it gives you something to check off each day. You begin to feel like you're making real headway, and that feeling of accomplishment fuels your motivation. It gives you the strength to continue, even when you face obstacles along the way. Consistency, too, is a powerful force. It's not always the dramatic moments or the big breakthroughs that lead to change, but the everyday choices we make to stay the course. It's easy to be motivated when you start something new. The excitement of a fresh goal or a new year can give you that initial boost of energy. But true transformation happens when you commit to staying consistent, even when the excitement fades. When you continue to show up each day, even when you're tired, even when you don't see immediate results, that's when you begin to see the real fruits of your labor. Consistency isn't about being perfect or never missing a day. It's about showing up, even on the hard days. It's about doing what you can when you can, and trusting that each small effort will eventually lead to big results. Consistency is the key to building habits, and habits shape our lives. The more consistent you are, the more you strengthen your discipline and your ability to reach your goals. It doesn't happen overnight, but over time, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Just think of it like watering a plant. When you water it every day, you might not see immediate changes, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. The roots are growing and the plant is strengthening. Over time, the leaves begin to grow, and before you know it, the plant has blossomed into something beautiful. Your goals are the same. When you show up consistently, even when it feels like you're not making much progress, you're laying the foundation for growth. You're building something strong that will eventually bear fruit. Another powerful element of consistency is the way it cultivates patience. In today's world, we want things to happen fast. We want quick results, immediate gratification. But the most meaningful accomplishments in life take time. They require persistence and the willingness to stick with it, even when the going gets tough. When you stay consistent, you give yourself permission to grow at your own pace. You don't rush the process. You trust that the work you're putting in now will pay off down the road. There's one more essential key to making lasting change in your life: staying focused on what truly matters. It's easy to get sidetracked by the many distractions life throws our way. We all know how it feels to be pulled in a million directions, to feel like there's always something else demanding our attention. But here's the truth: distractions are a silent thief. They steal our time, our energy, and our focus. And when we allow them to take over, we lose sight of the things that matter most. But when you focus on what truly matters, you create clarity. You stop wasting time on things that won't move you closer to your goals, and instead, you direct your energy toward the things that will. Focus allows you to be intentional with your choices. It helps you recognize the opportunities that align with your purpose while allowing the distractions to fall away. When you focus on the things that are truly important to you, your decisions become easier, your actions become more purposeful, and your life becomes more aligned with your values. Think of it like a spotlight. When you shine a spotlight on something, everything around it fades into the background. The light illuminates what's most important, and everything else becomes secondary. Focus is that spotlight. It brings clarity to your life and allows you to concentrate on the things that will bring you peace, joy, and success. And the more you practice focus, the easier it becomes to maintain. You learn to block out the noise and keep your attention on what matters most. As we move into the new year, remember these 3 key principles. Break your goals down into small, manageable steps. Stay consistent in your efforts, and keep your focus on what truly matters. These simple but powerful actions will help you make progress, overcome obstacles, and build the life you've always dreamed of. When you combine them, you'll create momentum, confidence, and clarity, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Take that first step today, stay consistent, and keep your focus where it belongs. The journey is long, but the reward is worth it. Keep going, and you'll get there. We all face challenges that make it feel like we're running uphill. The dreams we hold in our hearts can sometimes seem far out of reach, and the journey to get there might look impossible. But the truth is, progress doesn't happen overnight. It happens one step at a time, and every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward your dreams. The key is not to focus on the whole journey, but to embrace the power of taking one step at a time. Imagine you're standing at the bottom of a mountain, looking up at the peak. The climb ahead seems daunting and the summit looks far away. But if you focus on the next step and the next, you begin to move. Every step you take gets you closer. And those steps, though small, start to build momentum. Soon you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Each action, each small effort brings you closer to where you want to be. This is the power of breaking things down. It's easy to get overwhelmed when we look at the big picture. But when we break our goals into smaller, manageable tasks, we shift our focus from the mountain to the path. This gives us the clarity we need to move forward. It's not about having it all figured out or accomplishing everything at once. It's about doing the next thing with faith and determination. One step at a time, and before you know it, you'll have climbed that mountain. The beauty of this approach is that it's not just about completing tasks, it's about making consistent progress. So often we find ourselves comparing our journey to others, looking at their success and feeling like we're not doing enough. But the truth is, your journey is unique to you. Your pace is your own. And what matters most is that you are moving forward. Progress isn't about speed, it's about consistency. And when you commit to taking one step at a time, you build momentum. Every action, every choice gets you closer to your destination. Let's talk about consistency. We all know how easy it is to start something with excitement. A new year, a new goal, it all feels fresh and motivating. But what happens after the excitement fades? When the initial energy wears off and the going gets tough, that's when consistency becomes crucial. Consistency is the secret ingredient to long-term success. It's the foundation that keeps us grounded, even when we don't see immediate results. Consistency doesn't mean that we're perfect. It doesn't mean that we never slip up or miss a day. What it means is that we keep going even when we don't feel like it. It's the ability to show up day after day doing the work, even when we don't see instant results. And this is where faith plays a big role. When you commit to being consistent, you trust that your efforts will pay off, even if it takes time. You trust that the small actions you take every day are leading you somewhere greater. Think of consistency like watering a plant. You may not see the plant grow immediately, but each drop of water nurtures its roots, giving it the nourishment it needs to thrive. Over time, the plant begins to sprout, then bloom, and eventually flourish. In the same way, your consistent efforts will lead to growth. You may not see the results right away, but trust that they are coming. Consistency also helps you build confidence. As you show up each day, you begin to trust yourself. You see that you can keep your word, that you can do the work, and that you can push through the tough days. This consistency not only moves you closer to your goals, but also shapes the person you are becoming along the way. Let's talk about the importance of trusting the process. So often we want results right now. We want to see instant success, but the truth is, success is a journey. It's not a destination. And the process with all its ups and downs is what shapes us. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as we want them to. But here's the secret. It's the journey that prepares you for the destination. Every step, every obstacle, every challenge is preparing you for the greater things that lie ahead. Trusting the process means having faith in the timing of your life. It means knowing that your efforts are not in vain, even when you can't see the results immediately. It's about believing that you're exactly where you need to be, even if the road is long. The process is not just about achieving the goal. It's about becoming the person you need to be to handle the success that's on its way. Think about how a seed grows into a tree. At first, you don't see anything happening beneath the soil. But underneath, the seed is developing roots, gathering strength, and preparing for its future growth. In the same way, the work you're doing right now may not be visible to others, but it's setting the foundation for your future. Every day of dedication, even when it doesn't feel like it's paying off, is laying the groundwork for something great. Trust the process, because everything is happening exactly as it should. Let's talk about reflecting on your growth. As you move through the year, remember to take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. It's easy to get caught up in what still needs to be done, but celebrating the progress you've made is just as important. Every small victory counts. Every day you've stayed consistent, every step you've taken is a testament to your commitment. And that's something worth acknowledging. Reflection also helps you adjust your course when necessary. It allows you to look at what's working and what's not, so you can make adjustments along the way. But more than anything, it gives you a chance to appreciate the journey. When you reflect on your growth, you see that you're not the same person you were a year ago. You've evolved, you've learned, and you've grown. And that's what life is all about, constant growth and progress, no matter how small. As you apply these principles in 2025, remember it's about breaking down your big goals into small steps, staying consistent, trusting the process, and reflecting on your growth. With every step you take, no matter how small, you are moving closer to your dreams. Keep going, stay focused, and trust that the best is yet to come. Sometimes in life, we get overwhelmed by the size of the goals ahead of us. Whether it's a career aspiration, a personal achievement, or something else, the mountain before us can seem impossible to climb. But here's the truth. It's not about taking giant leaps or accomplishing everything all at once. It's about starting where you are and taking one step at a time. The smallest steps forward, though they might seem insignificant at first, are what eventually create momentum. They add up, they make a difference. When you break down big dreams into smaller, more manageable tasks, the whole journey becomes less intimidating. It allows you to start moving and to see progress. And that progress, even if it feels slow, will take you to places you could never imagine if you stayed stuck in the idea of perfection or instant results. We often focus on the destination, the dream, the goal, the end result, and lose sight of the fact that success is not a straight path. Life is full of twists and turns, but every step, every little effort brings you closer. What matters is that you keep moving. You don't need to have all the answers or see the entire road ahead. What you need is the courage to take that first step, the willingness to keep going, and the belief that every little action you take is part of the larger picture. When you break your goals down into manageable pieces, they feel less overwhelming, and the path becomes clearer. It's easy to get discouraged when the end goal seems so far away, but remember, the road to success isn't always a sprint. It's a marathon. And it's not about running as fast as you can to the finish line. It's about pacing yourself and continuing to move forward, one small step at a time. Whether it's improving your health, growing your business, or nurturing a relationship, breaking down your larger goals into smaller, daily actions gives you something to celebrate every day. Each small victory you achieve builds confidence. It strengthens your faith in your ability to succeed. As you continue to show up day after day, you'll begin to see how each of those small actions compounds into significant progress. But here's the thing, even when you break your goals down into smaller steps, life still presents challenges. There will be days when it feels like progress is slow. There will be setbacks, and there may be moments when you feel like giving up. That's when consistency becomes crucial. Consistency is what turns those small daily actions into lasting change. It's easy to start something new when you're excited, but the true power of success is in the ability to keep going even when the excitement fades. It's the ability to show up when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when the results aren't immediately visible. Consistency is what sustains growth. It's the key to building habits, and habits shape our lives. The more consistent you are, the more you strengthen your discipline. And when you are disciplined, you show up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. It's not about being perfect or never having a bad day. It's about showing up, doing the work, and believing that every small effort matters. Over time, you'll begin to see how those consistent efforts, no matter how small, add up and produce great results. The plant doesn't grow overnight, but with consistent watering, it thrives. In the same way, your efforts, though they may seem small, will lead to something beautiful. Consistency is also what builds trust in yourself. The more consistent you are, the more you prove to yourself that you can be relied upon. You begin to trust your ability to stay the course, even when the road is tough. It builds confidence that your efforts will pay off, even if you don't see the immediate rewards. And that confidence becomes a powerful force. It propels you forward when doubt tries to creep in. It keeps you focused when distractions arise. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's the determination to show up and do the work day in and day out, no matter what life throws your way. Another essential element in making progress is having patience. In a world where everything seems to move at the speed of light, it's easy to expect instant results. But real, lasting success doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey that requires time, effort, and patience. Patience doesn't mean sitting back and waiting idly for things to happen. It means trusting that everything is unfolding as it should, even when you don't see immediate results. It means knowing that every effort you put in is taking you closer to where you want to be, even when it doesn't feel like it. Patience is essential because it helps you stay grounded in the process. When you're not focused on the outcome, but instead on doing the work day by day, you begin to appreciate the journey. Patience allows you to trust the timing of your life. It lets you understand that growth takes time and that it's okay if things aren't happening as quickly as you hoped. Trust that what you're doing right now is preparing you for what's to come. The work you put in today is shaping your future. It's making you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. One of the most powerful ways to stay grounded during the process is by practicing gratitude. When things get tough and the road seems long, gratitude shifts your perspective. It reminds you that no matter where you are on your journey, there's always something to be thankful for. Gratitude is the attitude that helps you see the good in your current circumstances, even when they aren't perfect. It allows you to celebrate the small victories along the way. It's easy to focus on what's not working, but when you shift your focus to gratitude, you'll find that there's always something to appreciate in your life. Gratitude also helps you stay motivated. It keeps you focused on what's going well instead of dwelling on what's going wrong. When you cultivate a heart of gratitude, it opens the door for more opportunities to show up in your life. It helps you stay in a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. When you're thankful for what you already have, you attract even more blessings. Gratitude brings peace to your heart, and that peace is what allows you to keep going, even when things get difficult. Take a moment to reflect on your progress. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life and forget to acknowledge how far you've come. The small steps you've taken are worth celebrating. Every action, every day you've shown up is a victory. Don't wait until the end to recognize your growth. Celebrate the process. When you do, you'll see just how much progress you've made, and you'll be even more motivated to keep going. Remember, progress doesn't happen all at once. It happens step by step, day by day. And it's through consistency, patience, and gratitude that you'll reach your goals. Keep moving forward, and you'll see the incredible transformation that unfolds over time. We often find ourselves standing at the edge of a big dream, staring at the vast landscape of what lies ahead. The challenge is many times we don't know where to start. The journey can feel overwhelming, and the mountain in front of us looks impossible to climb. But here's the truth: progress is made not in giant leaps, but in small, consistent steps. The most important thing you can do is begin. Start with just one small action. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be grand, but the simple act of taking that first step is what gets the ball rolling. You'll be amazed at how over time those small actions add up to something significant. When you break down your goals into manageable steps, you stop focusing on the end result. The destination is important, but it's the journey that shapes you. Every little thing you do each day, whether it's sending an email, making a phone call, taking a walk, or reading a chapter, gets you closer to your goal. It's easy to get bogged down by the enormity of a dream, but when you simplify it into smaller pieces, you empower yourself to take action. It no longer seems so far out of reach. It's not about perfection, but about progress. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And before you know it, you'll have come further than you imagined. You'll have climbed that mountain step by step. One of the biggest obstacles to success is the temptation to compare ourselves to others. It's easy to look at where someone else is and feel like we're behind. We might see someone's success and wonder why it's taking us so long to get there. But comparison is the thief of joy. It robs us of the peace and satisfaction that comes from knowing we are exactly where we need to be. Your journey is unique to you, and the pace at which you move is perfect for you. Just because someone else's timeline looks different doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Trust that you're on your own path. The key to real success is consistency, not speed. Progress doesn't have to be fast, it just has to keep moving. You don't have to compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Focus on your journey. Celebrate the small wins and know that every step you take gets you closer to the dream that's meant for you. Consistency is what builds the momentum you need to succeed. It's easy to start strong when the excitement of a new project or goal is fresh. But real success comes when you show up day in and day out, even when the thrill starts to fade. Life isn't always glamorous. There will be days when you don't feel like working, when you're tired, or when the results aren't coming as quickly as you'd like. That's when consistency is key. It's the small, steady actions you take each day that accumulate and lead to lasting results. You may not see big changes overnight, but trust that every day you show up, you're getting closer to your goal. It's like watering a plant. Every drop counts. It doesn't grow in a day, but with time and patience, it will blossom into something beautiful. Your efforts are not in vain, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Stick with it, and in time, the growth will be undeniable. Another powerful tool to make progress is trusting the process. The process is where growth happens. It's the day-to-day efforts, the lessons learned along the way, and the small victories that build over time. So often we want instant results, but the most fulfilling accomplishments are the ones that take time to develop. The process is what prepares us for the outcome. It molds us into the person we need to be to handle the success we're seeking. Think about it: when you take shortcuts, you miss out on the opportunity to learn and grow. The person you are today is not the person you will be when you achieve your dreams. The journey is what shapes you into someone who is capable of handling the blessings and responsibilities that come with success. Trust that the process is working for you. Every lesson, every setback, and every victory along the way is building you up for the greater things that lie ahead. Patience is closely tied to trusting the process. In a world that values instant gratification, it can be difficult to embrace the slower pace that real growth requires. But here's the truth: patience is a powerful force. It teaches us to trust that everything is unfolding in the right timing. It helps us to keep moving forward, even when things don't happen as quickly as we expect. You may look at where you are today and feel like you're far from where you want to be, but know that you're right where you need to be. Patience doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It means continuing to put in the work, even when you don't see immediate rewards. It's knowing that every step is part of the greater plan and that the best things in life take time. If you stay patient, you'll look back a year from now and see how far you've come. Trust the timing of your life and know that what's meant for you will come to you at the perfect time. Finally, reflect on your progress. It's so easy to get caught up in what still needs to be done and forget to celebrate how far you've come. Take time to recognize the effort you've put in and the growth you've experienced. Every day you stay consistent, every challenge you overcome, and every small victory is a testament to your strength and determination. Reflection doesn't just remind you of how far you've come, it also recharges you for the road ahead. It reignites your passion and strengthens your belief that you're on the right path. Don't wait for the big milestone to celebrate. Celebrate the small wins because they are what lead to the bigger successes. And when you look back on your progress, you'll see that everything you've worked for has been worth it. As you move forward in 2025, keep these principles in mind. Break your big goals down into small steps. Stay consistent. Trust the process. Be patient and reflect on your progress. Each small effort you put in will take you closer to your dreams. Your path is unique and your pace is perfect for you. Stay the course, and in time, you'll see that all your hard work and dedication will pay off. Keep moving forward and keep trusting that the best is yet to come. Applying the 3-step rule in 2025 is a powerful tool that can transform your life one step at a time. By breaking down your goals into manageable tasks, staying consistent, and trusting the process, you set yourself up for success. Life doesn't always move at the speed we want, but every small effort you make compounds into something bigger. Patience and perseverance are key, and by committing to these steps, you'll not only make progress, but also grow into the person you're meant to become. As the year unfolds, remember that progress is a journey, not a destination. So take that first step, keep moving forward, and trust that with each effort you make, you're closer to the future you desire.